Today I'm going to show you how to create slanted walls as well as tapered walls. Tapered walls would look something similar to this project here that I created. It's basically a cylinder-shaped wall, but it's tapered as well. So you can see like the top of the circle, the top of the cylinder is more narrow than the bottom of the cylinder. So we're going to try to replicate that starting from scratch. So go ahead and open up a new file. Go to level 1. The way that I'm going to do it is through a generic model in place component. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up to component here. You're going to select model in place. Scroll down until you find generic models. It's going to be right there. Click OK. Let's call this tapered cylinder. Hit OK. Now up here you're going to see a bunch of different elements under create. You can use the extrusion, the blend tool, revolve, sweep, swept blend, or void forms. If you've seen my other video of the sawtooth roof, we used the extrusion and the void forms before. Today we're going to use the blend tool. So now that you've selected the blend tool, you have to select what kind of shape you're going to want to create. Since we're going to create a cylinder that is tapered, we're going to start with 2 circles. So here, Revit automatically sets you up to use the bottom. Up here you can click and you'll start editing the top. But first we're going to do the bottom. So go ahead and click. Let's give it a radius of 32 feet is fine. We'll just do a 30 to make it easy. Sorry about that. And then, so that's your base. Now we're going to go and we're going to edit the top. So again, we're going to select a circle, go to the center, and since we want it tapered, the top has to be smaller than the bottom. So let's go ahead and make it 20. Now if you were to hit the green button and check this off as finished model, you're going to see a base, which is a big circle, and then the top, which will be a smaller circle. Let's take a look here. See that? And if you look at it from the elevation, you're going to notice that it has some incline. That's because when you're creating the model in place component, Revit defaults the second layer, or the top in this case, to 1 foot higher than your base. So go back to edit in place to be able to get into re-editing this element. So go ahead, so select the object, go to edit in place. So select object and then edit top. You can see right here on the left, the second end that says 1 foot. That's what's going to change our y-axis, or our z-axis, sorry. It's what's going to make it go up and down. So we can set this up to 20 feet. Hit enter, hit apply, finish model. And there you go. You see that now it goes upward a lot higher. You can also change it by being in elevation or 3D. Just selecting it and then dragging it up and down. Your circumference or your diameter will always stay the same. The only element changing is obviously the slope on the sides as well as the height. Now that you have the object created, your next step, if you want to create a wall based on that object, is go ahead and go to architecture, go to wall, wall by face, and then you're just going to select both halves of your shape. So here you can see you have a wall here that's connected with this wall here that's surrounded by the object that you created, the component. Now to hollow this space out, all you have to do is delete your component. So go ahead, hover near it, and then hit your tab key, and that's what's going to let you select the actual object. So because you're not going to be able to select it very easily because of the walls that are hugging it, if you just hit tab, it's going to cycle through the different elements until you find the one that you want. So that's the component that we created to base our walls off of. Once you have that selected, you can go ahead and hit delete. There you go. Now you've got your tapered walls. If you want to get very detailed with it, you go ahead and set up windows inside of that. So if on your keyboard, it's going to be a shortcut WN, and then load family up here. Scroll down to Windows. Window square opening. Let's try that. And then there you go. Just pop them in. And that is how you're going to create a tapered wall in Revit. Alright, so now we're going to go for slanted walls. Just move this out the way. MV on your keyboard is the move tool. So those of you who had seen a basic curved ramp or the sawtooth tutorial, you'll be able to follow this pretty easily. It's very similar. Go ahead and set up a wall. That's going to be your work plane. Something really basic. The measurements don't matter. Go ahead and select an elevation that you want to work on. So, again, we're going to go into component, model in place, and then we're going to use generic models again. Oh, I selected the wrong one. Model in place, generic models. Hit OK. This time we're going to call it slanted wall. And then click up here because that's going to let you set your work plane. So we're going to want to pick a plane, hit OK. And then like I was saying in the other two videos is you want to make sure that all 4 lines are blue. Because if it's just the top or the bottom, or if it's just one, then you're not actually selecting the whole plane. So here you can see that all 4 lines are blue. Go ahead and click that. You just set your work plane as that edge of the wall. So now we're going to start playing with extrusion. Same thing as the sawtooth tutorial. We're going to go ahead and arbitrarily, because you can do a slanted wall at any angle you want. I'm going to do this one at 65. We'll bring it out 2 feet. Draw that straight down. Bring it over. Okay. See, if you look here on the left, extrusion end, Revit automatically defaults it to a 1-foot extrusion. So when you finish model and you go into the 3D mode to view it more easily, you can set up the elevation so that you're looking dead onto it, and then drag it accordingly, depending on what measurement you would like. So there's that right there is not a wall though. That is just a model in place. So now you're going to go into architecture, wall by face. If they ask you to save the project, don't save the project depending on how or where you are. Go ahead and select that face, and now you can delete the model that you made. And there you go. There's your slanted wall. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. Be happy to answer it. If you'd like to see a specific tutorial, I can work on that as well. Thank you.